Hello and welcome to another edition of the Josh Hose Show. I'm your host, Maddie Kaufman, and with me is the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Josh Hose. We want to thank our sponsor, Reliable Heating and Cooling. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Maddie.
The Tigers are now 17-4 after picking up 2 more wins in the last week. Let's start with last night's 50-37 win over Warren Harding in the Tiger Gym. Your Tigers outscored the Raiders in the fourth quarter 18-1. You can't play much better defense than that.
No, actually, it was crazy. I didn't realize it in the heat of the game. We were down at one point, I think it was 36-28. And one of my assistants, Coach Conklin, he stood up and he said, "Do you realize that it was 36-28? And I said, "No." And I looked at the scoreboard and we were up 50-36. So went on like a 22-0 run to end the game. They ended up getting one foul shot at the end there to get a point on the board. And we kept challenging our guys to play better defense, and it was really fun to see them pick up that end of the court. I mean, to hold a team to 36 points and 1 point in the fourth quarter, a 13-win team is a pretty good team. It has some good athletes that can score. It was really fun to see them kind of figure that end of the court out and take pride in getting stops down there and come together as a team.
You had several players out of the lineup last night. Can you give us an update on their health as you move forward? Yeah,
we had a couple guys that are, we've had some ankle injuries. It's been kind of a weird year. I don't think we've ever been at 100% full strength. Anthony Pedro is coming back. He had an elbow issue from football. Got him back to the McKinley game, and he's been playing really well for us. Grant Hannum had an injured ankle that he was out 3 weeks with, and he just got back. Played really well last night, had 4 threes, and shot the ball well. Luke Sabo injured his ankle in practice, so he sprained his ankle, so he's getting, our trainer Sam, we'll give him a shout out. He does a great job of getting these guys back to health and getting them back on the court. And then Andrew Wilson-Lamp, who, I forget what game it was that he rolled his. I think it was the Canfield game. Somebody rolled into his leg. So he's been nursing that back to health. So, I mean, it's been kind of that type of the year where, you roll with the punches. Yes. Yeah, you roll with the punches, and then hopefully at some point here we get everybody on the court at the same time. Oh, Nick Liebler also had an ankle issue. He was out for a couple games. So it makes it tough on us getting the rotations down. But the kids have been amazing and resilient and practice well, and they just keep preparing and the next man up. So you just don't know. We challenge, and Barry, who's coming on here, is playing a little JV, a little bit of varsity for us. He's one of those guys that's like, just be ready. You just never know when that opportunity's coming. Our kids have done a really good job with that.
Last Saturday, your team had a long bus ride to Toledo. The Tigers beat Waite High School 79-34. Tell us more about that game and the trip itself.
Trip was fun. Waite High School is a really cool place. It's built in 1914. We pulled up to it. I felt like we pulled up to a small college. It was a really cool campus, and the gym itself is one of those older gyms. I think it seats like 4,000 to 5,000 people. Unfortunately, we had about 80 people there total in the gym, but it was a fun trip for our kids. Talk about like team building and just hanging out. We have a really good group of guys, and they're fun to be around. They have a good time. You don't have to worry about too much of the discipline side of things. They're just kids. They goof around, they crack on each other and have fun and laugh. So it was a fun trip just to see them hang out together and to go out and play the way we did. We played really well. Got a lot of guys that get to play and get on the court and make some shots and so the JV play, it kind of started out sluggish. You get off a long bus trip, they started out sluggish and then picked up the second half, and it just seemed to kind of spark something going into our game, and our kids played really well. So, those trips are fun to do. They're a little bit of planning and all that, but the kids at Second eventually were getting a charter bus, their eyes lit up. So, we're going to try to keep a tradition of that. Try to find a game every year to go and make a little trip out of it, and have, like I said, it's just a good team bonding and team building experience, as well as to get better on the court, in addition to off the court.
Sounds like they had a great game.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll talk more with Coach Hose, and we'll visit with the Tiger player in a moment. But first, this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
There was a time when 10 miles to the gallon was acceptable. Today's 40-plus mile per gallon cars weren't even in the rearview mirror back then. Of course, this Lennox air conditioner wasn't on the radar either. It's solar ready, the quietest, most energy-efficient air conditioner you can own. It's time to live in the now.
Call Reliable Heating and Cooling for the most advanced technology in heating and air conditioning. When you're ready to live in the now, call Reliable Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Thanks to Reliable Heating and Cooling, and welcome back to the Josh Hose Show. The Tiger player joining us today is junior Vari Moore. Vari, you've played mostly on the JV team this season. Last night, your JV team finished over a win with Warren Harding, and you are currently undefeated. How did you and your teammates feel after the game?
Well, we had Chris. He's one of our main players on JV. He got injured, so that's going to be tough going into the last 2 games. We just got to play strong without him. But we all just know we got to help out the younger ones. That's what we're there for. We're swing players. We're there to help out the younger players like Ardell and Curtis, Tanner. Just help them get ready for varsity when we leave. Because we have a deep class for the juniors. That's why we play a lot, JV. So we're just there to help out the young ones.
What were some of the keys to success for this JV team?
Move the ball. We have a lot of shooters on JV. It's mostly the juniors, and the sophomores know how to pass the ball well. Like our centers know how to pass the ball well. Ball movement is key for us.
Tell us more about some of your coaches.
I love Smitty. Smitty is one of my favorite coaches of all time, really. He gives me the green light to shoot. I've been struggling a little bit from the 3, but he still trusts me and lets me shoot the ball. It's just one of my favorite coaches.
What are the areas of your game you worked on the most on your off-season?
Probably shooting, which isn't showing too much, but it's going to get there.
Describe any personal goals you have for yourself going into the season.
Get a spot. Get a spot on a varsity squad.
Can you tell us about how the team feels about the upcoming tournament against Jackson?
We're confident. We know they seated us low. We're all angry about it. It's just bad situation turns into a good one. We're going to beat them.
Good answer.
Thank you, Vari, and good luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Coach, tell us a little bit more about Vari, both on and off of the court.
I've gotten to know Vari very well the first 2 years I've been here. He's been one of our guys. He's always in the gym, and he just is constantly working on his game. And like he said, he's at that point right now in a class that's really deep and really talented. He's right there, so he's been dressing for us all year, getting some minutes here and there. And this year, we just decided the opportunity was there to get these guys, him and Christian he talked about, Cam Berge, a couple other guys that are playing swing. We call them swing players because they play both minutes because they just need to keep developing because they have a future for us. And so in a unique class that's as deep and talented as this junior class, we just wanted to keep these guys in the loop and keep them developing because I see a bright future for them. And I think, the way he works at his game, like you said, he has a great shot. And it does come and go. That's part of the shooting, shoot or shoot, we always say. So he's a kid that, he's not just a shooter. He handles the ball well. He can be a good defender. So he has a lot of potential to keep developing. So it's been fun to be able to watch him play because I think at the end of the day, anybody that plays basketball, practice is fun and all that, but if you're just sitting playing a couple minutes here and there, a 30-second stint there, heck, I'd rather go play JV and keep developing and get on the court because games are fun. And that's really where you develop those skills that you work on in the gym. So he's been doing a great job with that. On top of all that, he's a great kid. He's an awesome kid. He's a good son. I've seen him with his mom. He's a good brother. I've seen him with his sister. He's a good teammate. And so I think there's value in all of that. We need great teammates on our team, no matter if you're the starter, a kid coming off the bench, kid playing JV. We need great teammates. And we have a great group of kids. Like we were talking about going to Toledo Wait. They all get along well, and so that makes for a healthy locker room. That's why we're having success at all levels, is these kids. And so we're blessed to have them. I know I say that a lot when these guys come on here, but I truly believe that. I love these guys. They've been just a blessing to us coaches. They're easy to coach and they're fun to coach.
The Tigers have just one more game left in the regular season. This Friday night, you're home against Youngstown. This game has been postponed and rescheduled twice because of weather. What can you tell us about the Irish?
Well, the Irish, Ursuline, they almost beat Boardman last night. It was a very close game. So they're a team that they shoot a lot of threes, and if they're hot, they can cause us some trouble. And so we got to be ready to go. Our guys are motivated, and we've been kind of talking towards the end of the season. If we win Friday, That's 18 regular season wins. It ties a school record. So that's a motivating factor. JV-wise, they had a game tonight against Stowe, and they got that Friday night against Ursuline, so they have a chance to go 21-0, I think, because we lost one game. Be a heck of a season, to go at those two levels. I don't know, 39-4, or is it 39-4? Would that be right math? I don't know. Just a tribute to these kids and the work they've put in, and they've earned it because they've played through adversity. We've had kids in and out like we talked about, and it's just been fun to see them just strive for greatness and not take any excuses. So Ursuline's going to present a challenge to us, and we got to be ready to go. They throw a lot of different defenses at you. They shoot, like I said, they shoot a lot of threes, and so we just got to close them out. And the way we've been playing defensive lately, if we can do that Friday night, we got a shot.
The Division I Sectional District Tournament begins next week. Your Tigers will play at home against Jackson next Wednesday, February 26th, starting at 7 p.m. At this point, what can you share with us about the Polar Bears?
Their team is coming on strong. They have a great culture there. They've won a lot of games, over the years. So, 2 state titles in the last 10 years, and so they're a team that they believe they can win, and we know that. And they're coming in here, and so we got to play a really good game. It's not, hey, you're playing a low-seeded team. There's no weak games in our weak teams in our district. I think the 11 seed has like 12 wins. So, I think for Jackson, it's going to be a great atmosphere. Our kids are motivated. Their kids are motivated. It's a team we haven't played much in the last couple of years. So Fari kind of touched on it. Our kids are fired up about the seed they got, and we talked about and I love the line you used there at the end about. I forget, what is it? Something about opportunity.
It was like bad situation.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Bad situation turns into a good one.
Yeah. So, and that's what we challenge our guys is instead of being angry about it, be excited about the opportunity to play a good team, and have Jackson come into our gym. You guys earned that home game. So, our kids have embraced that, and I think it's a better feel. It's a more positive feel going into that game. So, we're looking forward to it. But we got to take care of the Irish on Friday, and then we start focusing on Jackson.
One at a time, huh?
For sure.
You've been a basketball coach for a long time. Before that, you played the game at many levels. With all that experience, what is your philosophy when preparing a team for a tournament play?
Kids they're smart. They know. I mean, it's one and done at that point. Excuse me. So every game's like its own season, and so really, you just prep the way you do, and you go into a game, and you do what you do. And I think that kids crave consistency. They crave routine. You don't need to make it more than what it is because they already know. Like I said, I think mentally they know, hey, this is it's a different feel. Mm-hmm. So our job as coaches is to prepare them as much as we can. Don't overwhelm them. Like they say, paralysis by analysis. Mm-hmm. Saturate them with information, give them what they need to know. But at the end of the day, I think it's like, okay, we've played 22 games. Don't go in there and try to be something we're not. Let's go in there and play. If we've had success doing it this way, let's stick to our guns and kind of continue doing that. And end of the day, the kids got to go out and they got to make plays. And I mean, we talked about it all the time last night. There's, I told the guys at the end of the game, I said, the 18-0 run at the end was you guys. It was them making stops. It was the coaches. We can yell and scream at them and draw stuff on the board, but when they decide they want to play, that's on the kids. So, tribute to them, and they'll be ready to go. I know they're confident. They're excited.
Thank you so much, Coach. As we wrap up another edition of the Josh Hose Show, we want to thank Reliable Heating and Cooling for being our show sponsor. And thanks to Coach Hose and Vari Moore for joining us. I'm your host, Maddie Kaufman. Be sure to join us next week for another edition of the Josh Hose Show. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.
Massillon City Schools is proud to have one of the top career technical education programs in the state of Ohio, recently receiving a #1 ranking of the 93 districts in the area of achievement. Our career technical education department offers 14 pathways preparing students for college and careers. All students have the opportunity to participate and compete in their career technical student organization, as well as obtain valuable experience in the field while earning aligned industry credentials and/or college credit in high school. Visit massillonschools.org for more information.